Hello guys, today is Wednesday, November 4th. Lunch today is Korean tuna mayo rice. I'm adding a little bit of a wild card by adding some pot stickers that I had in the fridge. This is a leftover from Monday. In the larger bowl, I've got some onions and some Yoshida sauce, which is sort of like a sweet teriyaki sauce. And then in the smaller bowl, I've got one of these cups of rice as well as 1 cup of water. And then in the thing itself, I've got 3 of these, which should be about an hour of cook time. It's actually about an hour and a half before my lunch, but I'd rather have this waiting on me than me waiting on it. So what I'll do is right before I go and cover the counter, I'll turn this on. This gets stacked like that. This goes on top like that. And then I'll put the cover here and then turn the button on, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. I do have tuna salad in the fridge that's left over from last night, and I also have some of this seasoned seaweed that I'm going to be putting on top. So I'll see you guys in a little while. Okay, so it's been a little over an hour and it did shut off on its own. So I prepped it. I didn't have it up the whole time, but as you know, it condensates. And I do clean off this table at the end of the day. I just, I've got the Clorox wipes, or the Costco brand of the Clorox wipes. So I just sanitize this, and then I use a fresh paper plasticky tablecloth. Anyway, enough about that. So the rice looks cooked. I actually didn't check it. It is hot, but it's easy enough to touch. And then below that is the onions and the pot stickers. And what I'll do is, I think I'll plate it up on here. I put foil paper on here, mostly because the paper is porous and because everything's liquidy. It's just gonna go right through, so I figured I'd put the paper plate. I forgot to bring a bowl, but I'm going to plate this up, and then I'll bring you guys back and I'll show you what it looks like. Hey guys, lunch for today is a tuna mayo bowl, Korean style. At least that was the inspiration for it. I did cook that in my mom's Itaki hot pot, which is more of a steamer than anything. I've got some rice. By the looks of it, it's about a cup, maybe a little less than a cup of rice. I've got some tuna salad that I made at home. It's just wahoo tuna, it's Samoan tuna, and some mayonnaise, a little bit salt and pepper. There is nothing else in there. This is some pot stickers that I had simmered along with the onions, and then the seaweed is this right here, which is a seasoned seaweed original, and it's a bit salty. It's got some sesame oil that's baked into it, and it's a little crispy. It's a great texture. I did bring the tuna salad in here, and I'm using the cover as a chopstick rest, and then I have some tangerines left over from Monday, and that's going to be lunch for today. If this were true, the Korean style that I've seen on YouTube, I would have plated this in a bowl, but I forgot to bring one. And there wouldn't be any pot stickers. There would be scrambled eggs, and then there would be zhuzhes, lines, garnishing of both mayonnaise and teriyaki sauce. But I don't have them. Plus, what I stewed this in was in some Yoshida's teriyaki sauce, which tends to be a little sweeter. I did dilute that with some water, and so this should be enough salt for the day. So that's lunch for today, Wednesday, November 4th, and for breakfast I just had coffee. I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, so it is after lunch. It was delightful. Now, actually, I've never had that. I love tuna salad with hot rice. That's delightful. I've been eating that for years. Again, the pot stickers was not traditional to the recipes that I've seen, but the shoyu sweetened onions definitely are. And then some use the seaweed flakes, some use green onions, I didn't have green onions and I had the seaweed flakes, so I used that. The combination actually is quite delicious. So you've got just the neutral rice, and it's a bit sticky and it's hot, paired with the cold tuna mayo salad. I think the mayonnaise is key. These were not as salty as I thought they would be, because I did dilute that Yoshida sauce in water. I think had I not diluted, it would have been both too sweet and too salty. Sorry, whenever I seem to eat, I get really burpy. Yeah, I'm sure you needed to know that. This has a very savory taste. I don't know if you've ever had seaweed, and it does maintain its crunch or crispiness. It's not actually crunchy, but the combination of all of those things was delightful, and I love that it was waiting for me. It did help that we had tuna salad last night left over. Otherwise I would have just made it at the house before bringing it in. I would definitely eat that again. That was so good. And because my lunch was waiting for me when I came back from covering the counter, it's even perfect. I still have a good 35 to 40 minutes left on my lunch that I can actually edit a video. I am really enjoying that little cooker. The condensation, there's no way that you can get around that. The water everywhere, there's no way you can get around that either. But I mean, no, I'm not gonna lie. We had leftover rice last night. I could have brought rice in. I could have made this a lot easier on myself, but I think if you just don't have leftover rice, you just want to cook and monitor your portions, I think this little pot would be excellent for that. I didn't think it would be enough rice, but as you can see, I have a little bit of rice here and a little bit of onions. I am super full, so I'll be good for the rest of the day. And if I don't eat the tangerines before I leave, which is another 3.5 hours or so, then I'll just take them home, since I won't be back in the office until next week, Monday. I'd love to know what you guys thought of today's meal. Definitely leave me a comment below. And as always, aloha.